The 4-hour director's cut of Justice League was released on March 18th, 2021, and was a huge success, being loved by fans and critics alike. But, according to Variety, Warner Bros. Now regrets releasing the Snyder Cut as they believe it has divided the fandom. Hey everyone, welcome back to our movie news. Today, we have to talk about the ridiculous article that Variety have released, which is surprising as they have been our most trustworthy source throughout the Warner Bros. Discovery merger. But what they claim Warner Bros. Believe is no surprise as they were an absolute mess. We only have one paragraph to focus in on from the article called "From Batgirl Fallout to Rebooting Superman, All the Landmines Facing the Next DC Chief." The paragraph states as follows. Privately, studio insiders have lamented that Zack Snyder's Justice League never should have happened. Rather than quiet the unceasing online campaigning to #release the Snyder Cut, the 4-hour HBO Max feature only further entrenched the vocal and extremely online Snyderverse fanbase in opposition to the leadership at the studio in general and at DC in particular. That paragraph just shows you how incompetent the old regime were. There is no doubt that these insiders are from the old regime who have all been fired or are just about to be kicked out. The fact that they start by saying Zack Snyder's Justice League should have never happened just shows you where their level of competency is. What it should say is Justice League 2017 never should have happened, and instead they should have released the true version of the film in the first place instead of butchering Snyder's vision, and then putting his name on it. But no, they pushed the blame onto the fans for wanting to see the true version of Justice League instead of admitting that they shouldn't have meddled with his film and then continued to push out false information that a Snyder Cut didn't exist. They provoked the fandom by constantly putting out articles about how a Snyder Cut didn't exist and that they weren't interested in releasing it. It was AT&T and Warner Max that made them release the Snyder Cut. The only people that divided the fandom was Warner Bros. They gave a false promise to fans by announcing a long-term plan and then suddenly switching it up by interfering with directors' films. Then they went down a completely random route with no plan at all and pretty much gave the middle finger to fans who were invested in that old plan. The fanbase was divided before the Snyder Cut was released, and it has everything to do with the Warner Bros. Management. You cannot blame customers for being invested in a certain product, and then when you do a complete 180 on that product, not expect any backlash or disinterest. Sure, some customers will be fine with that change, or actually enjoy it more, but you can only look at yourselves as a company when you decide to completely change a product that customers are invested in. Warner Bros. Divided the fandom far before the Snyder Cut was released. All the Snyder Cut did was make those fans realise how much more they wanted to continue with that storyline over what was currently being created at the company. You cannot blame fans for wanting more of a product they like. If you just released Snyder's version of Justice League in the first place and then slowly moved away from that storyline, fans would be far less divided. Warner Bros. Didn't give the DCEU a chance. At the first sign of danger, they jumped ship and now have blamed the Snyderverse fandom for the reason why the fanbase is divided. That is such a hypocritical, childish mindset from people who have been moved on from the company and who feel threatened and embarrassed by the demand fans have. This so-called studio insider is not from Warner Bros. Discovery. This is from the old Warner Bros. Regime. This is no different to the hundreds of anti-Snyderverse articles that have come out trying to shoot down the fandom and make us lose hope. They only ever do this when they feel threatened. This feels like Hamada's last attempt at dragging down the Snyderverse fandom before he leaves the company. Do not take it seriously. This so-called studio insider has claimed utter nonsense. The simple fact that they think releasing the Snyder Cut has caused the fandom to be divided and not their own incompetency just goes to show you how bad they were at their jobs and how much their ego was in control of their decisions when they were in charge. There is a reason why Warner Bros. Discovery have been cancelling so many projects or shows that Warner Bros. Greenlit. It's because they had no plan of making money back from them. They had no structure and no financial plan. Discovery are bringing organisation to a company that for so long has had no organisation. Please don't listen to this article and please don't give up on the Snyderverse. Do not feel guilty for being a customer who wants to see more of a product you like. Obviously show your demand for that product in a respectful way, but don't allow the old regime to bully you out of being a fan of what you love. Anyway, rant over. Hopefully this put that article into perspective for you and we can continue to celebrate the films we love, and hopefully in turn that can show Warner Bros. Discovery why we want to see more of those films in the future. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!